Billy used to talk about taking his girl dancing, like, way back, you know? I always thought it sounded great, but that was wow. Does it always feel that amazing? No. I imagine, like, 3 or 4 weeks from now when we're still dancing to the same tune, this is still going to sound pretty... It's going to be pretty dull. You'd laugh at his uncharacteristically innocent excitement, but you're not exactly unaffected yourself. Yeah, it's because you're drunk. Instead you say, "Who's Billy?" I was going to say, at least he didn't say like him, playing the pronoun game, so I have to ask who it is. Billy, this used to be his place. He built it, actually. God, he was a piece of shit. Real grouchy, you know? But he used to talk about times with his girlfriend, apparently. Odd. Treated me like, you know, I was just a pain in the arse all the time, but I wouldn't say he's wrong. But he took me in when I had nowhere else to go, and he didn't get rid of me no matter how much I pissed him off. Hell, he put up with me for 8 years. He was a young guy when the bombs fell, but he already knew a lot about machines and fixing stuff. He taught me a lot about fixing things and more than that. Now, I mean, what's he sitting and resting on? This is completely out of whack. We're inside a fucking cabin. Has it suddenly turned into logs and wood behind my back? Lord. You rest your chin on the edge of the bed and look up at Lenny. He seems different somehow. You've never seen him look so open, so soft. I was in a bad place for a while. Oh, poor me, acting like being alive was the worst thing possible that could have happened to me. I was an idiot and he wasn't afraid of telling me that. Actually, that thing I said to you before, he was the one who told it to me. You know, that the world ain't for mutants or anything else that's crawling around out there. It's our world. It's ours. But he's gone now? Trash's smile drops a bit. Lenny smiles, drops a bit. Yeah. What did you think? This place used to be his? It's like, oh yeah, no, he's still here. He just went to the Netherlands to get high. Like, they're fine. He just went on holiday. Pfft, that was never going to be the answer. We're out on a scav, you know, it really doesn't matter how careful you are. It doesn't matter if there are no slip-ups. Suddenly, there was 6 or 7 mutants right in front of us. He took down most of them. I got a few good shots in, but... You listen, enraptured. I would not describe my mood as enraptured. He was an old man by then. It was the first time it really hit me. And he was grey and slow, and... One of those bastards got him, and that was it. Wasn't like I could bury him or anything. I said goodbye and came home. He puts his palm against the wall, strokes the rough metal. My home. This is getting depressing, I'm sorry. I don't want to be a sad drunk. Come on, man, distract me. Don't even go there. Don't. While you try and think of something to say, you both steadily drink until your mugs are once again almost empty. Almost empty? Why only almost? Almost empty. And as you wait for an idea to strike, you feel an urge slowly building, the irresistible urge to annoy Lenny. You pull yourself up into the bed and he shifts his leg just enough to give you room to sit. The poor fool, he has no idea. Poke him with your foot, find out if he's ticklish. We're not finding out if he's ticklish. If he is, he's going to be one of those angry, ticklish people. Try to steal his mug. Poke him. That seems like the most annoying. You bring up your leg and stretch it slowly across the gap, and then leave a bare foot hovering near Trash's face. He doesn't take the bait, obviously making an effort to ignore it. You push it until your toes are almost brushing his cheek, when all of a sudden he grabs your foot with lightning speed. Gotcha! His fingers stroke along the sensitive skin on your sole, and you kick helplessly as mercilessly sets tickling you into submission. Wonderful. No, let me... You twist and writhe, and in your struggle suddenly find yourself falling forward against him. He lets go of your foot and tenses, blinking up at you dumbly. Your breath catches in your throat. Kiss him? That's such a bad idea. No, that's shocking. Oh, I'm really wasted. You don't know what you're doing. This is stupid. You don't know what you're doing, but whatever it is really stupid. So stupid. Oh! Trash it. Lenny sits up without warning, sending you falling back and bouncing on the mattress. We should play a game. A game? Yeah, what do people normally play when they're drunk? Sighs inwardly. Well, spin the bottle was popular. Well, spinning a bottle, what a riot. It wasn't really about the spinning, it was more... actually, forget it, it's not really a two-player game. I think that's just a very forward, subtle way of asking someone, hey, do you want to make out? Like, spin the bottle, Jesus. I used to do those. I used to be in those, and you get people who are, like, already in couples kissing other people, and they're like, no, it's fine, because it's just a game. I'm sure it is, sunshine. Makes the bottle kind of pointless. Any other ideas? Well, there's always the classic. Truth or dare? Oh, I know this one, I'll start. He sits up straight, looks genuinely excited. Dave, bet. Truth or dare? Neither. Truth. I dread to think what the dare would be. Truth. Okay. Ever had a boyfriend? Oh, come on, really? You have to ask better ones than that. It's like, never have I ever. The questions need to be a lot better than that. And also, have you ever slept with anyone on the first date? That's a shit question. Don't ever ask it. Okay? See? It's dating advice with Tenarium. Don't do it. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Sure, of course I have. Yes, I've had a boyfriend. Heh, was he cute? Okay, that's enough. Shutting him down just like that. It's your turn. Truth or dare? Truth. Have you ever had a girlfriend? What do you look for in a woman? What's the most embarrassing moment? How close were you to killing me? Fuck me, that's dark. Okay, so two of them are... do I shag Lenny? What's your most embarrassing moment? How close were you to killing me? There's only one question there which is ever doable. What's your most embarrassing moment? Oh, jeez. Okay, there was this one time years back, Billy and me went to this town to trade. Suddenly I'm pushed into a room with this very pretty, very naked woman, and I'm so confused. She started taking off my pants, and I panicked and ran out. Everyone saw me waddling down the street with my dick flapping in the wind. Turns out she was a prostitute Billy hired for me to, you know, pop my cherry or whatever. The most romantic way to do it, of course. He never let me live that one down. Anyway, it's my turn to be in charge. I dare you. Hey, you have to let me choose. I dare you to down the rest of your slop with the mug on your head, spin around 5 times, and then make it back to bed without falling over. Not gonna happen. I'm plastered, that's just an awful idea. Psh, easy. You get to your feet, drain your mug, and hold it to the top of your head and start spinning. After the 3rd spin, you lose count. When you finally come to a stop, everything else keeps going around and around and around. You try to make it back to the bed, but it's not as easy as it sounds. Just before you reach it, your own feet trip you up and you're falling. Whoa. Luckily, Lenny is ready and manages to catch you by the arms and hold you up. Okay. At least he hasn't caught our back. And we're sort of leaning back and he's staring me down in the eyes. You know, at least that's not happening. Hey, come here. Lenny tugs you closer, head floating. You go more easily than expected and end up half sitting in his lap. Oh, for fuck's sake. Haha, oops. The moment stretches and becomes something heavier, something more than just a moment as you sprawl over his legs, eyes fixed on his own. Oh, shit. I'm probably going to kiss you. Oh, for God's sake, I tried everything I could for this not to happen. What do I need to do? So, if you don't want that, you should kick me in the balls or something. Strong, warm hands come up to brace you by the shoulders as his head cranes towards yours. His mouth is close enough that you can smell the alcohol-heavy denseness in his breath. Bam. Nope, not happening. It's just not happening. Soz, ain't happening. You take his advice and kick him in the balls. Oof, stupid thing to say. Oh, Kirk. We didn't mean to do that. Okay, maybe he hadn't meant that literally. Still, you got your point across. The silence that has suddenly slammed down around the shack is thick and incredibly awkward. You know, I'm pretty much too drunk to function. Think I'm just gonna hit the sleeping bag. Fuck, how does that keep happening? I didn't even do that. Whatever. Lenny moves to the floor and wraps himself in the bedroll in record time, leaving you blinking and sitting lost in the bed. Yeah, okay. You hit the power button on the CD player, plunging your world into silence. So, partly because you're exhausted, partly because your head is swimming in alcohol, partly to escape this embarrassing situation, you fall into bed. Within moments, you're asleep. If I'd kissed him, would he have said something like, "Oh, you're right, I shouldn't have," or, you know, something like that? Yeah, probably. And then I wake up the next morning and Lenny doesn't remember anything? I hope so. Fuck's sake. Okay, that was me that time. Because here, it always pauses. It's scripted, so it takes like 2 or 3 or 4 seconds before it comes up, and I press space just as it did come up. The next morning, you wake up feeling absolutely terrible. Your mouth is dry and still tastes like slop, and an unpleasant, constant pulse as you pounding away your eyeballs. Oh, lovely. Trash is already up and moving around the shack, not looking too hungover. He does, however, freeze like an animal caught in car headlights when he realises you're awake. Morning. Listen, let's just... He stops and sighs. I'm really sorry about last night. I want to go back and see if there's any difference whatsoever. If the choices just mean some sort of, like, momentary difference. And nothing else, probably. But... man, you can take care of yourself, huh? I mean, holy shit, girl, the boys are still stinging. Anyway, today's a new day, right? And on that note, I've got some good news. You have to go far, far away and leave everything to me. Oh, god damn it. I looked outside earlier and guess what? The red cloud's finally backing off. Reckon it'll be safe by tomorrow. We'll be able to go outside? Yep, so all we gotta do is not kill each other today and then tomorrow we'll be both free. The relief that hits you almost knocks you over. Finally. You rinse the worst taste out of your mouth and go back to bed. For the rest of the morning you lie there nursing your hangover while Lenny goes about his business. After a few hours or so the worst of the headache is gone and you feel safe enough to stand up again. Dangerous. I normally don't try that till real late afternoon. Curious, you meander over to where Lenny is sitting at his scrap table quietly cleaning his gun. It occurs to you that he hasn't done anything noisy today. Maybe he's being nice to you because of your hangover? I doubt that. Among the piles and piles of stuff on the work table, you notice an old, intact radio that looks like it might actually be serviceable. Did you fix this? Huh? Trash looks up distractedly when his eyes land on the radio. Something complicated flits across his face, almost too quick to catch. Oh, yeah. It's a lost cause, though. You couldn't make it work? Forget about it, it's useless. He sounds so dismissive, but you could tell just by looking at the radio that it's obviously worked long and hard on restoring it. You want to press the issue, but Lenny has a very I don't want to talk about this look on his face. Fuck it, press him anyway. You can't step around his toes. Well, actually you should. We're still stuck together. Be direct, butter him up first, grab his attention with an insult. Be direct. I'm in not a mood for pissing around, so fuck him. I noticed you didn't actually say that it doesn't work. Oh yeah, you noticed that, did you? Look, just because something works doesn't mean it's worth using. But what if it could pick up a radio signal? Lenny scoffs. From who? Well, from other survivors, or a distress signal, or a government broadcast or something. Oh my god, David, there's no one out there. How many times do I have to say it? Just get used to the idea, okay? I was out there. That's different, is it? All these years and you didn't have to be alone, Lenny. I didn't have to be lying half dead in a bunker full of corpses. So you don't think it's worth taking just one more look? Fine, you know what? You want to waste your time? Go ahead. But I'm telling you, it's pointless. See, normally I'd heed someone's warning when they just say, look, I've tried it, stop wasting your time. But we have an eternity of doing bugger all. I mean, come on. At this point, I think it's alright. If I couldn't get anything 6 years ago, why would there be anything out there now? You don't know, but you have to try. 6 years? It could just be that someone wasn't whatever. The radio flicks to life and you start tuning. Do we hear anything? I'm not pressing space because it's going to come up. Well over an hour with no results, Lenny is starting to get that familiar smug look on his face. Your hope, which has been slowly dwindling, is practically extinguished by this point. As much as you hate to admit it, he might be right. There's not even a trace of anyone else. You really are alone. Well, I hate to say I told you so, but... oh, God, you're that prick. Only a prick says, I told you so. I just want to point that out. It's a common internet thing. No, I mean, you probably should have just done better convincing otherwise in the first place. Saying told you so means you're a prick. Wait, shh. For a second there, you thought you heard... Yes, there is something, just under the white noise. Even Lenny stops to listen. As you strain to make out the sound, it becomes clear that whatever it is a signal. It's faint, but it's there. When you turned on the radio, you were reaching out blindly into the void. Someone is reaching back. Again, can't press space, gotta wait for it to show up, otherwise it skips. The first step. How long is the loners? I got the impression it was short, but what do I know? Gotta wait for the speech bubble to come up. Pointless. Absolutely pointless. I hate transitions which are longer than a second. There's no good reason for them. With a bit of finesse, you finally tune into the signal. The faint sound beneath the static turns out to be nothing more than a series of beeps. Lenny looks shocked for only a moment before coming dismissive and uninterested once again. Well, I ain't all brushed up on my secret code, so you'll have to decrypt this one on your own. You take a seat and press your ear to the radio speakers, the beeps still barely audible even now. Now, I don't want to be presumptuous, but at a guess, the beeps are... I bet it's that. Someone needs to know what that is. I imagine lots of people know what that is, in fact.